What is going on, movie meals? Happy New Year. Happy New Year filled with hopefully a lot of great movies coming up. And for starters, at the start of the first weekend, we were able to get a really good horror comedy out of M3GAN. In case if no one knows what M3GAN is, it's about a woman named Jenna who is a toy maker who is in the process of making an AI doll. But when she has to take care of her niece Katie, who unfortunately becomes an orphan after her parents die, she takes upon herself to make the doll much quicker so that way Katie could have a friend until the doll starts to be acting suspiciously and things aren't what they seem to be. And what I liked from this movie was that despite it advertising as a horror comedy first and foremost, in the back of the movie, but really strongly, profoundly throughout it, it's a story about a young adult and a young kid who are just trying to understand how to go through this new relationship that they're a part of. With Katie being the one that has to become the mother figure, even though it's explained right away she's not really interested in that, but more is thinking about her career than anything else, and she has to take upon the mother responsibility while Katie is still going through the grieving process of losing both of her parents. So it really does make sure to touch on both of those aspects and that conflict that goes on throughout it, but it's just done really handling with such good writing that it helps you really care about those characters enough that the whole way through the movie you're rooting for them. And that's what you have to do when it comes to M3GAN coming to life and, starting to do what I think you guys are expecting is going to happen. But that's really when the best parts kick in my opinion, is that the doll, who is voiced by, I believe is voiced by Amy Dolan. No, excuse me. The voice is by Jenna Davis, and Amy Dolan is the one that does M3GAN's movements throughout the movie. They both easily make this movie work as well as it does, because without this doll being not only creepy but also really funny with its one-liners, it could easily have fallen apart. But luckily, with good direction involved, both of them are able to succeed in making the doll terrifying, funny, and just making really the majority of the movie to be such a really fun ride to be had. And so, while I'm sure there's going to be many complaints of people thinking it's not necessarily like jump scare scary when it comes to horror movies, I think it has plenty of tension to where it can make audiences uncomfortable, but then they're relieved when the funny parts and the action parts kick in, which is kind of what I look for with horror comedies, having a good balance between character driven story, but also with, the horrors and the laughs that can come through with that. And I think it's just pieced together to make one of the more surprising horror comedies I've seen in some time. And I would recommend it to a lot of people if they want to go to theater in January and check it out. And the only real nitpick is maybe in the beginning of the movie, it just takes a while to get the situation, to get the plot established. But beyond that, it still is very important to the story, so I can't really complain too much about it. So, with that being said, thank you guys for listening to this review. Please let us know in the comments if you've seen this movie and what you thought about it. Like, subscribe, and share the channel. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. And as always, thanks for watching Alex's mom, and we'll see you later, guys.